Hey y'all, it's your girl, the real deal, Lanita's Gills Reaction channel. Like, share, subscribe. What's up, real deal? What's up, real deal? Thank y'all for being here with me, y'all. Hey, let's bring these comments, fill this chat up with comments, okay? With this Bryan Kohberger case, okay? Now, oh, I said up. Yeah, wait, y'all. Let me edit something out right quick. I put up to date, but anyway, I can change it. Anyway, today we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna give y'all an update on Bryan Kohberger plead not guilty of 4 Idaho College students killing. He's plead not guilty. Of course, he was gonna plead not guilty. Okay, what would you thought he was gonna say guilty? So what Bryan want to see them do? Go to work. Bryan about to let them work for this, y'all, because Bryan want to know how y'all get all this on me. So Bryan about to play some games. So let's get into it, y'all. Okay, this is for news reporting purposes.
And you spent a lot of time out there in Idaho. You were there the day that Bryan Kohberger was arrested. You're very familiar with all of the evidence. We'll get to that in just a second. I wanted to run past you, some of the reasons why he might have stood silent in court today, or standing mute is what the technical term is. Sometimes a defendant will do that as a way to delay court proceedings, but it doesn't seem like that was the case because the trial was set. Sometimes they'll stand mute because maybe they're negotiating a plea agreement. That doesn't be the case. Another reason why is because they protest the legitimacy of the court. Do you think that that might be a reason why Kohberger is standing mute here?
Well, John, there could be many reasons, but under Idaho law, the attorney who represented Kohberger there could tell the court that he was going to remain silent, and at that stage, the judge would enter a plea of not guilty. There are many reasons for that to happen, but primarily this is a strategy between the defendant, Kohberger, and his attorney in making those proffers to the court that allowed the court to enter a not guilty verdict on the burglary charge and the 4 counts of first-degree murder.
So he's got a new attorney representing him, Alyssa Massath, who at one time went to the University of Idaho. She is certified in death penalty cases. One of her most recent cases was she managed to overturn the conviction of a man who was accused of attempted murder and kidnapping. He was sentenced to 50 years, I think, plus another 50. She got that overturned. So clearly that is the route that she's going for with Kohberger here. When you take a look at the preponderance of evidence, we've got a lot of things that point to Kohberger, but there doesn't seem to be at this point, Ted, anything that definitively links him, though we do not know still what the source of the DNA was from that knife sheath.
Well, you know, John, you touched on an excellent point here. What we do know, though, is that another network has recently announced that in their research that they found out that Kohberger allegedly went on Amazon and was able to purchase a sheet as well as a KB knife. As you know, the knife in this case has never actually been found. But what the authorities have and what they're gathering is a lot of physical evidence as well as circumstantial evidence. When we look at the physical evidence, one of the things that I really want to find out about is what they found in that white vehicle that Kohberger and his father drove back across country from the state of Washington to Pennsylvania. That's going to be very instrumental in this case. For instance, a lot of times when you put a seatbelt on, from what we've been told, that was a very bloody scene there on King's Place there in Moscow, Idaho, dealing with these 4 students. And when you put a seatbelt back on, there are a lot of times that when you take the seatbelt off, it'll roll back up. And I'm sure the authorities are looking at that seatbelt as well as other physical evidence in that automobile to try to establish a rapport not so much a rapport, but a connection, should I say, between Kohberger and these murders.
It was a gruesome scene, to be sure, Ted. At one point, there were photographs of blood that was actually seeping out between the wall boards of the house. This is obviously a potential death penalty case. The clock starts running now for the prosecutor to decide whether or not to seek the death penalty. And it's interesting to note that there in the state of Idaho, they recently reinstated death by firing squad. I mean, does this case get any more dramatic?
John, you're absolutely right. I got to tell you, having been out on the ground researching and investigating this case, this is a case that I believe calls out for the death penalty. And the fact that you've said here that they've just put out most recently that you can die by firing squad, it is more likely than not within the next 60 days. And that's what they have, a 60-day period to let the courts know if they're going to seek the death penalty. I would, if I had to be a betting person, I would believe that in this case, as egregious as these crimes were, that it's more likely than not that they will seek the death penalty.
In your experience, if you're a juror and you're deciding a death penalty case versus a life in prison case, how does that change the calculation as to your determination of guilt or innocence, or does it?
Well, I think it is all driven, John, by the evidence that's put to that jury. They will do what is known as voir dire when they're choosing the jury. And that is, they'll try to determine if any of them have any problems with, or if the evidence is presented properly, giving Kohberger the death penalty. And if they find that there are jurors who can't carry that out as part of their sentence, they'll probably dismiss them from the jury. But what will happen here is when you look at the evidence, the manner in which these 4 young college students were killed in that home. And I think that when the evidence come in, it is more likely than not that jurors could very well vote for the death penalty in a case of this nature.
All right.
Wow, y'all hear that? So y'all, in other words, they saying Bryan did it. The jury's really saying that Bryan did it. So what y'all think he really did this? They saying he did it. The jury found him guilty. From what they found him guilty from what the information that they found. You know, all the evidence proved that Bryan did is Bryan. Y'all think Bryan, if they say he guilty, he guilty. If you're not gonna say nothing, you want to be quiet mouth, then you want to take you might well plead guilty. If you're gonna sit there, he taking guilty on certain status. So y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section, like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.